Welcome to Wanderings and Wool Gathering, episode 118. It is going to be a little different tonight because we are hosting the world premiere of Devah Quartet's Prometheus. This has been in the works now for a few years, and we have two awesome folks here to share how they did it and actually share the music tonight. First time anybody has been able to hear it. And our first guest is all the way from the 6, Toronto, Canada. And that's why I'm wearing my Blue Jays hat. I wanted to feel at home, and it is She-Wolf, Liza McLellan.
Hi.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having us.
I only invited you because you have great taste in clothing.
Well, somebody really cool sent me this really awesome shirt.
Yeah, I bet he's really cool.
Yeah.
All right. And joining us is the producer and also known as the Polite Gunfighter. Lawyer from out west.
That's right.
Los Angeles, it's Andrew Watters.
Hi, everyone.
Welcome to the show. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
So do you want to walk us through the album as it is, or do you have some choices picked out that you'd like to maybe build up to an epic one? How do you want to do this tonight? It's all up to you guys.
I've thought about this carefully, and I have the program of the album the order that we have the tracks in was very carefully thought out, and I have that. I was thinking we played it in that order, and then we sorry, let me turn my do not disturb on so my texts don't ding. Okay. So I have the order from the album that is the program. I have that in order, and I thought we would listen in order and then talk about each track after it plays. Yeah.
Fantastic. Why don't you guys talk just a little bit about the creation of Prometheus, how that happened, and how you came up with these epic songs, as well as some of the tighter, more radio-friendly songs.
Are you going to take that, Andy?
Sure. Okay. Well, basically, as a follow-up to the 2112 album, which it turned out really great, of course, I was walking down the street on October 1st, probably 2019, and I had this bolt of lightning from the ether strike my brain. And I had this visual of the story and what happened in the story for Prometheus, and I just wrote it out. So to answer your question, inspiration. It just randomly struck, and I wrote out the story. And then I approached Liza, and I said, hey, would you like to do another album? And the rest is history.
That sounds good. Is that how it happened, Liza?
I can't speak on behalf of what was going on in Andy's head, but I did receive the phone call, and I was more than happy and excited to work on another creative project. He's an excellent person to collaborate with, and the previous album was a lot of fun and very fulfilling. So I was very, very happy to take on this project. Little did I know how big of a project it would be. Hello, new person has joined.
Metalhead Monday has joined. Do you guys want to hear the Metalhead Monday theme song?
Yes.
Yes. Here, I'm going to remove him. Let's do it. Let's do it officially. Here we go. Bye, Jeremy. Okay, normally we would bring him into the show like this.
Step inside into his mind. It's boy band time. It's
Metalhead Monday.
Okay.
Welcome to the show.
I think that's the best.
Yeah, so the story behind that is before I started doing the show, and then after, right when I started joining them on a regular basis, they would talk about how I loved boy bands, like that was the joke, because I'm Metalhead Monday, so I love boy bands. So then we started getting pictures with me in boy bands, and then we get the theme song, and so there you go.
Yeah, one of our other members wrote the theme song and played it for us. So. He's amazing. All right.
Hello, sorry for my tardiness. Technical issues.
Happy to see you. Happy to have that intro.
Yeah.
I also love boy bands, so whatever, man. I'll just join the team.
So I think we should get started, and I would just tell anybody if they like what they hear tonight, go back and listen to your other stuff. Your 2013 EP is fantastic. You had a couple of solo or singles, I think, in between there, and then 2112 and Heaven and Hell are absolutely amazing. So hopefully people will like it tonight, and they'll go back and dig into the catalog because there's a lot of awesomeness there.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Andrew, I'm going to hand off to you and let you get us rolling.
Okay, thank you, Steve. So this is the first. So if there are any technical difficulties, let me know. But I think we got this ironed out. The first one is called "Grain of Sand." So with that, I'm not gonna comment on it before it plays because I don't want to affect anyone's perceptions. But I'm very happy with how radio friendly this turned out. Here goes.
Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. I wondered where it could go. There's no way that anyone could know. There's so many names to repeat. The world keeps taking things from me. Right out of hand, each grain of sand. Walk the walk, dance the dance. Leave nothing to circumstance. It's hard to watch this game and play. You say you are, but you are who you say. You've had your words, my mind made up. You can't always drink from a golden cup.
I believe we've lost Andrew.
Yep, he froze up.
Uh-oh.
Liza, you're muted.
I unmuted.
Oh no!
I'm like, blah, blah, blah.
Oh man,
I'm not
that was
sure.
going
what-
great too. Like that was heavy. the part after the chorus, I don't know if that's a bridge or what, but man, that was like a heavy groove.
Oh no!
I love technology. Isn't it awesome?
Yeah.
Yes. You know what? We probably should, before we do go on anyway, we didn't even talk about the makeup of the group. So if somebody came into this thinking you're going to have a standard, you know, a guitarist and a bassist and all, you know, we didn't even talk about the fact that you are a stringed piece with a drummer. So maybe describe your group a little bit.
Right. It's an electric string quartet. And we play with drums. We do some of our own singing, and we also collaborate with other singers. So today you'll be hearing so that was me singing in that last track.
Okay.
Um,
That was
And
going to
then-
be one of my questions.
yeah, I beat you to it. And then we've got two other singers that we collaborated with, Sarah Loera and David Michael Moot, who did the Prometheus. I think Andy's coming back in. Hopefully
Can you guys hear me?
our plan of attack will still work. Andy, you're back.
Hey, so what happened? Did I freeze and then you didn't hear any audio after that?
Yes.
Correct.
Yep.
I'm really.
Yeah. Oh, no. He's going to have to send me a download.
This is
Now,
What?
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, Oh my God, this is embarrassing. All right.
Well,
it's okay.
I mean, same thing. I couldn't get my cameras playing with my camera, and then I just disappeared. So it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
All right. Well, shall we start that one over? I don't know
Is
how
it-
long.
Is the audio, so just a quick question about how the audio works here. Is it playing through like your speakers?
It's playing through the Chrome tab. It's playing through my shared Chrome tab. It should be the computer audio.
Yeah.
So it's not through the speakers. But I can't mute my microphone because it'll mute the audio.
Right, because it's hard to hear actually.
Right here.
I have to really crank it. I don't know if you guys can hear it okay, but it's a bit quiet on my end.
Yeah, it was a little low, but I mean,
All
yeah.
right, well,
Would it be easier to send Steve a download?
that might be easier.
What do you
In
think,
fact, I
Steve?
prepared for just this contingency. Steve, do you want to take over from this?
If you want to send it to me, I will try. It doesn't mean it'll work, but we'll try. Maybe we just need to have Liza play this live right here on the show.
Right. No problem, guys. I'll jump on that. I got 4 strings.
Why don't we try one more track while you're sending me a download so we can try it and get started. And then if I'm able to do it, I will pull it up on my end.
All right, well, let me just, since I have the link here, I'll just post it in the chat if that works. For the pre-release audio.
This is
There you
also.
It's in the chat, the private chat, pre-release audio.
Yep.
There's a folder of MP3s, and I just thought, hey, just in case.
You're always good at the just in case, Andy. Always good at just in case.
All right, hopefully. Oh, I see Vivian and Sharon here. That's
Yeah, I was
great.
going to say, we're getting some comments. I wish I could contribute, but that is Steve only. I am not able to talk to everyone. So.
Well, how do I want to do this? A window or let's see.
I mean, how I opened a Chrome tab and then shared the audio, which is how you can only do it on Mac. But if you're not on a Mac, you don't have that problem.
Boy, this is awful. Oh my.
We're figuring it out as we go.
Yeah, why don't you try playing one more while I'm trying to figure out how to pull this down here. Let's see if I can.
Okay, I'm going to start Grain of Sand over again.
Sure.
Okay, here goes. Let me know. Give me a thumbs up, please, if you hear the audio.
Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. I wondered where it could go. There's no way that anyone could know. There's so many names to repeat. The world keeps taking things from me. Right out of hand, each grain of sand. Walk the walk, dance the dance. Leave nothing to circumstance. It's hard to watch this game and play. You say you are, but you are who you say. You've had your words, my mind made up. You can't always drink from a golden cup. Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. Scare me, fool me, break me, stay. My heart's been carved out with a spell. Can't seem to keep from helping you. To better our fortune, better our luck. Lord knows we haven't got enough. Fate melts my hand, falls of sand to the glass. Nothing lasts, no, nothing Scare me, you can't fool me, you can't break me, you can't stay. Scare me, you can't fool me, you can't break me, you can't stay.
There you go.
That was a killer ending.
Thank you.
So was that Emily playing?
Sometimes. Yes. Sometimes it was Emily, sometimes it was Sharon, sometimes it was Moira.
And Liza's singing.
What's that?
Yes.
Liza was singing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
There you go.
So, Liza, do you like to sing? Do you feel comfortable singing, or would you prefer to have somebody else come in and you just play the cello?
I like to put myself out there, learn new things. I don't describe myself as a singer. I enjoy singing. It freaks me out when I need to sing in public. I am definitely more comfortable playing the cello because I really understand the cello more than my own voice. But I'm learning about singing, and I enjoy it. And this was a more than any of the other songs on the album, this one felt important to me that I sing it because it was a kind of a personal song about some deeper thoughts that I was having about life in general when I wrote it. So yeah, but I also really love working with people who know how to sing. It's incredibly inspiring, and I like to take that information, try to copy it on cello when I play. So, yeah.
So you wrote the lyrics 100%?
For that song, yeah.
How about the music? Was that a group effort, or did you pretty much write the music as well?
I wrote everything in that one. In some of the other songs that we're about to hear, it was a collaborative effort between myself and Sam McLellan, who's my sister. She did most of the lyrics for the next songs that you'll be hearing. For the most part, the music is stuff that I wrote, but some of the music in Prometheus and The Maid would have been written by her too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I really like that song. As I said, I think I said before, like the bridge section, which then repeats later, that's a killer groove. And that song's pretty heavy. Sounds heavy.
It is pretty heavy. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Liza gets some nice bass out of that cello. I know in Heaven and Hell, there's some super heavy, deep grooves when the hell parts are on in that song. So
It's what I try for. I am a bass player's daughter, so I come by it honestly.
I should
now, a
mention-
stand-up bass or an electric bass?
Both
Oh.
actually. Yep.
Impressive. Musical
Yes.
family.
I should mention there's this one nagging issue with Heaven and Hell. We finally fixed it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
The bass, there was a little bit in the cello. There was a abrupt volume change and like one like beat. We finally fixed it, but it made it into the vinyl, unfortunately. So the digital we might have to update, but otherwise it's kind
So
of
it's an
So-
Easter egg for
Yeah.
any collector. This is the one edition.
Let me put it on right now, and we'll see if we can find it. No, I'm kidding. We'll do that later.
Let me
All
make
right,
this-
Andy. What do you
All right.
have for us next?
First, I'm gonna make this official by popping my champagne.
Oh,
All right.
Hey,
Have this official release here. So, oh my god!
I heard the ricochet.
All right, so
That
let me,
was serious.
hopefully that didn't alarm anyone. But anyway, okay, I just poured myself a little champagne here. I'm very happily going to toast everyone. And then the next track, Lateralus. I'm trying not to editorialize, but honestly, this is basically the best musical performance I've ever heard, and they did an amazing job. So here you go. Let me just share my tab here. Okay, share screen, Chrome tab, Lateralus. Okay, here it goes. Ready? Thumbs up with the audio, please. Liza, this one's for you.
I think this Facebook user said it best when that part hit. That was like, I did not expect that. That was so welcome. That was so cool.
Knowing that song, I
Mhm.
was waiting to see what happened there.
Hmm.
But I mean, that was impressive.
Did you guys use some computer effects on much of that?
No, it's all, well, I mean, it's the equivalent of plugging a violin into a guitar effect pedal. So
Okay.
so everything that you're hearing is various effects. So the cello is plugged into an octaver, and you can get a really crazy bass sound from that. And the violins play through distorted effect pedals, and reverb and delay and everything, all the things that we can throw into what we do that any rock band would use. So, no, Andy just disappeared again.
Yeah, he was frozen up for a second there.
Oh,
So
darn.
Andy's
he'll
mad
be
at
back,
us.
I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll be back.
I have a question. So I don't remember what the technique is called, but when a violinist is plucking, what is that
Pizzicato?
called?
It's called pizzicato. Yeah.
Pizzicato. Okay, so that was one of my favorite sections when everything died out and you get the cymbal work and she comes in with the pizzicato. That was nice. That was a nice
Oh,
touch.
nice. Thank
Very
you.
cool.
I threw that in. That's not in Tool's original.
Yeah.
I sort of like, well, if it's an arrangement, I can play around with it, right? A little.
Yeah, that's awesome. That leads to another question. Like, I mean, when you and I mean, obviously, you guys did this with a massive song like 2112, but when you are looking at that, how do you enjoy the challenge of coming to like a certain part in a song and be like, ooh, how are we going to do that? And like, what am I going to change here? And you know, what do we honor? What do we change? That kind of thing.
Yeah, there's definitely some times I'm like, oh my goodness, how do we do this? How do I translate what is, particularly figuring out ways to certain vocal sound effects or distorted guitar solos, things like that, where it's like, well, there's no notes. How do I notate that? How do I give these parts to the various performers to make it sound? Most importantly, when you're writing a cover, an arrangement of a song, it has to sound recognizable like the song that you're covering, which is hard when you have a song that has words. A lot of the time we rely on recognizing the lyrics. When you're writing for a group that typically will cover a piece without words or without using the actual lyrics, it can be really, really challenging to really represent the song well. And then, of course, you also have to make it not be, because you don't have words that change, you might end up having, like, you don't want the chorus to sound exactly the same every time. So you have to find ways to change an instrumental arrangement to make it interesting for the listener when you don't have the luxury of words that are going to do that. So, but it's fun. I love it. It's a challenge. I don't know if I'm meeting expectations or falling flat on my face sometimes, but I'm trying really hard.
I would say you've been fairly successful from what we have heard.
Thank you.
Now, did you reach out to Tool at all before you did this?
We did. We were hoping that they would even just acknowledge that we were doing it, but they're notoriously quiet people.
Yes,
they are.
And we weren't really expecting to hear from them. Andy's quite a sleuth. He actually found one of the guy's private emails somehow. I don't know how, but unfortunately we never got a response. So we'll just put it out there into the ether and hopefully they'll hear it one
Have
day.
you ever heard anything from Alex or Getty after 2112?
Not from them personally, but their label did say that, you know, they were quite pleased. And since then we've been sort of included in a few special events that are Rush related. And I don't know, I feel like we've been welcomed a little bit into the Rush family or the community, which is cool. Yeah. Who knows? You know, maybe we'll have the chance to meet at least Alex Lifeson, So we've been invited to partake in the invitational Neil Peart Memorial Golf Tournament coming up in September.
There you go.
Steve, I think you're going to come join us, right?
I do believe I'll be there. Yes.
So if we win this tournament, the grand prize is a game of golf with Alex Lifeson.
Is it really?
Yeah. So you better start practicing.
Oh, yeah. I don't need practice. I'm just that good.
I know. It's just a sign of insecurity, right?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I definitely need to get a few more rounds in.
Say
Before we go.
it's a good thing I'm not going because I haven't swung a golf club since high school. I don't think so.
Oh, you're probably better than me. That's all right. I'm just there for fun.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, who goes into a tournament like that that's for a good cause? Like, I better win.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's just.
No,
and-
it's actually a really cool cause. It's raising fundraising for the local hospital, which is an excellent cause.
yeah, that's going to be fun, and it'll be the first time that I get a chance to try the Rush beer because you cannot order it over the border.
I'm sorry. I didn't know you can't get this in the States. Look at that.
I know, it's going to be so exciting. I just hope COVID doesn't hit an uptick because it certainly has here. My entire
Yeah.
family just had it, so.
Oh no, I'm sorry to hear it. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna do what it's gonna do, and there's nothing. I mean, we just have to go with the flow at this point, I guess, eh?
Hey, he's back. We better go with the next song quick.
Yeah. Andy.
Oh no, it froze up again.
Oh no.
I could try to play the song if we want to go that route and see
You
what
know what?
happens.
Stevie,
should.
it may be safer to do that, and Andy can just hang out and take a load off.
Sounds good.
All right. So, did you just share your screen?
I did not just share my screen. I should have. I have all the files open, but I have not shared it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just trying. It says share. My options are share slides, an extra camera, or a video file.
There should be a share screen option, but you have to make sure that Chrome has permission to record your screen.
Okay, entire screen or a window.
It's Chrome tab. If you click share screen, then Chrome tab, open
Yep.
with the MP3s with Chrome, and then you can share that tab with the audio. That's key.
I got it. Now I'm looking for that tab. Oh, here it is. Share. Okay.
Sorry, everyone. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one on the list for us to try is Prometheus.
Yeah.
Are you guys
Yes.
ready for that?
The main event. Keep
This
in mind,
is
this is a 33-minute song, so
Yeah.
beware.
So get comfortable, get a drink, get
I
some
have-
popcorn.
I've got my notepad ready to go because I don't want to forget anything that comes up. So, and I'm leaving this on the screen because I don't want to mess
Yeah.
with anything. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, let's see what happens.
My name is David. Life simply happened to me. There's nothing that I've wanted, not even to be seen. Just drifting, drifting in an endless sea. Drifting, drifting in an endless sea. There is no freedom, no desire for flight. You have every reason to walk on by, to walk on by me. Drifting, drifting in an endless sea. Drifting, drifting in an endless sea. So many is desire in the shadows of an empty hall. I could overhear it all. Oh, Mother, Father, please set me free. My name is David. Life simply happened to me. There's nothing that I wanted, not even to be seen. I was drifting, drifting in an endless sea. Drifting, drifting, drifting till faith found the edge of the sea. It's yesterday in my mind. Time freezes when it won't fly. When something changes your life. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't recognize my own face. Fell back into an old place, as if my life were erased. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Obsessing over details and tilting at the windmills, crossing way beyond the line. 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm losing my mind. Suddenly I'm awake, check the clock, it says 3. I've fallen asleep, finally a dreamless sleep. Staring without seeing in the dark, with posters peeling like the walls are shedding skin. They're watching me, they're watching me. Too many endless nights did something to my mind. It's rioting, it's going wild. Now I'm staring without seeing in the dark, with posters peeling like the walls are shedding skin. They're watching me, 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 they're watching me. And then the room begins to shift, my vision permeated with infinite geometrics, crystalline and electric. A voice begins to manifest, its words imprinted in my head, screaming out my sins, pulling out the pins. Eternity of tortured sound, I throw myself up on the ground. My life is ended, and I accept it. My life is ended, and I accept it. But the voice said, despite all that you've done, you are a monument. Despite all that you've done, you are a monument. The truth will only flow through you if you accept what you must do. Step into the light, and mankind will survive. Take your place in the light, and we may all survive. I'm not crazy. This is the same me. I'm a part of everything, and nothing else is real. No more spinning, wheels are waiting for a sign, or waiting to be real. Endless, limitless, infinite gift. Wellness, sickness, a promise and a wish. But what can I do now? The sky isn't even blue. Hear me, see me, scatter in the stars. Astronomy, poetry, it's all in the cards. But what can I do now? The sky isn't even blue. But what can I do now? The sky isn't even blue. Blessed or cursed or taken out the gun, bruised and bled now, pointed at the sun. But what can I do now? The sky isn't even blue. Pushing, pulling, pausing at the edge, climbing, colliding, and calling it the end. Behind the sun, no one saw it happening. What's it mean? Our inner screams, waiting, waiting, waiting. And everybody's talking about the asteroid. There's nothing we can do now but fall into the void. Here it comes, the ending has begun. All we are is over. Nothing left but to face our death. One last great uniter. And everybody's talking about the asteroid. There's nothing we can do now but fall into the void. What can I do? 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 There has to be something. What can I do? 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 There has to be something. There is no time, there is no course, an act of love, an act of force, the dark side of the asteroid, painted white, painted white. There is no God, there is no nothing, I see the signs and patterns forming, the dark side of the asteroid, painted white, painted white. There is no time, there is no course, an act of love, an act of force, the dark side of the asteroid, painted white, painted white. There is no God, there is no nothing, I see the signs, the patterns forming, the dark side of the asteroid, painted white, painted white. Hey, why don't you listen to me? It's easy to believe. Tell me what's happening here. Hey, why don't you open your eyes? You only criticize. Let go of all of your fear. In walks Prometheus, but we're already burning. Maybe he's saving us, but maybe we'll keep turning.
See the pattern in the skies. See the pattern in my eyes. See the pattern in the skies.
See the pattern in my mind. Hey, why don't you listen to me? It's easy to believe. Tell me what's happening here. Hey, why don't you open your eyes? You only criticize. Let go of all of your fear. and ocean, we're launching ourselves into space, talking to the mirror. There's no room for fear. The only thing to do is wait. Somewhere in the sky, flickering by, perhaps another life, spiriting away a dying day before the darkest night. No one else is here. It's never been more clear. The future splitting from the past. A young outsider glares, a world that doesn't care. It's true that nothing ever lasts. Somewhere in the sky, flickering by, perhaps another life, spiriting away a dying day before the darkest night. voices cry, lightning shivers down my spine. I leaned into death, then finally found life. Because you believe, because you believe, because you believe in me, because you believe in me. There's nothing that we can see, nothing that we can feel. All our inner scream. It's the end of the scene. Cut and die. Nothing's what it seems. Turn the seams, and then you find. Because you believe, because you believe, because you believe in me, because you believe in me. There's nothing that we can feel, nothing that we can see. It's yesterday in my mind. Time freezes when it won't fly. When something changes your life.
Very nice.
That was epic.
Yes, very much so.
I got to pull this off so we can see Andrew again. That's the right one. There he is.
Yes.
Wow. All right, Mundy.
So, a song like that, obviously, I mean, it's similar to 2112 and your own Heaven and Hell, you know, several different components to that, taken as a whole, telling a story. Where does that start? Do you start with the story, and how do you decide to break it up into how many parts? Is that just kind of a natural evolution of developing the song? How does all that work? You're muted.
You're muted, Liza.
She's good. Oh, she's got her headphones on. That's why.
Still on mute.
You're muted.
Is
There
it
we go.
on now?
There we go. Yay.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so I received, well, actually, Sam and I received the story from Andy, and it was already kind of broken down into sort of these very, very short chapters. So we decided, because we had the same question as you, we're like, what's the approach with a short story? Neither of us had really kind of done anything like that before. So we created these little snippets of music based on like what we were inspired by from the words of Andy. And then it kind of morphed into its own thing from there. So, you know, once we had the skeleton of the songs sort of figured out, then it was about filling it up and figuring out how to voice things and then creating the connective tissue between each of the movements. And then the last thing of all was the the first thing that you hear, which is the overture, which is supposed to kind of have as many of the main themes in it as possible.
Right.
So Andy wrote the story. Did he also write the lyrics?
No. So the lyrics are by my sister, Sam McLellan, and all inspired by the story. And yeah, that's where the words come from.
Yeah, I wondered, one of the things I wrote down is I knew Andy had written the story, and I just thought, well, writing a story and writing lyrics are two very different things, and it sounded really good. So Andy is either a super genius, polite lawyer, and lyricist, or just a story writer and lawyer. So I don't know.
Well, he's
Great.
pretty clever, and you are a clever guy. But
Thank you.
yeah, my sister, I think, is an absolute genius with words. And Andy actually reached out to her after having heard a couple other projects that she has worked on, because he was blown away by how she does her words. Her lyrics are incredible. So yeah, that's where that came to be, and it was super fun to work on a project like this with my sister.
If we were so inclined to check out this short story that this song is based on, can we find that right now?
Absolutely. Let me post it on the in the chat here, and you can add it to the public comments here. One second.
Eventually, it'll be in liner notes if one day we ever have.
Yeah, I was going to ask that too.
Yeah,
So-
I think there's a huge waiting list right now for getting physical albums pressed because of
Oh yeah.
pandemic. So one day, this project was created it was meant to be a record. So one day, hopefully, we can get on that bandwagon. But it's going to be a long time coming. So we have to find a way to make all of these little Easter eggs accessible to people, like the story and the lyrics and the imagery that goes with a lot of these things that we created.
Well, there you go. It's on the link now. I posted a link to the album, and it has the write up as well as the stories. So there's Prometheus, obviously, but there's also kind of a blueprint for Maid of Orleans, which is the next song, and the webpage has all that. So if you're free to read that or peruse it at your leisure.
Very cool.
Cool. Did he bounce for anybody there?
No.
Maybe it's me now. Gosh.
Oh, Steve, are you still there? I think so.
I'm here.
Yeah.
You're here.
I got you froze up just a tiny
Okay.
little bit. You're
Yeah,
good.
it started getting a little sketch, so okay. So we're all good there. It sounded like at times that it's had serious elements of a musical. I don't know, partially the story aspect, and then David's delivery at times really had that feeling of a musical.
Yeah, he is a performer, and he has sung in musical theater, I believe. That's been part of his training. He was so fun to work with, and I think was very good at creating or portraying this character that has a couple different personalities. Essentially, is our spin on the story, and we're actually looking into potentially getting this staged as a sort of one movement opera or rock opera kind of thing.
Nice.
I think it'd be kind of fun.
That's
Absolutely.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be amazing.
And I think just one comment to add. After we did the album, so I should say this wasn't planned, but after the album was completed, it turns out that the Joan of Arc story is like a perfect prologue or precursor to the Heaven and Hell song, Heaven and Hell Suite.
Mhm.
So it'd be so amazing to have an opera with Maid of Orleans leading into Heaven and Hell. That's like an hour right there of music and performance. So Liza came up with that idea. I can't take credit. That was Liza. So
Well, the way that the whole Prometheus album, we've got the song Prometheus, which is a good 35 minutes, and it can be extended if we needed to for the first half of a show, right? And we could feature our hero. and then take a little intermission. And then the second half could easily become a sort of combination of the previous suite, Heaven and Hell, and the Maid of Orleans, which is coming up, which features a female lead. So it could potentially be a really fun show that would showcase two very talented singers. And then, of course, all the string playing and drumming and all the cool effects happening. Yeah. So who knows what will come of these grand schemes? But I think, well, you guys picked up on it pretty quickly. I mean, it does. I mean, it was completely an afterthought, but after we sat back and we listened to it, at least Sam and I were like, oh, this could actually maybe be a show.
It would definitely work. Now, if you were, this is totally a hypothetical what if situation. If you were to develop that into a show, would you want to flesh out the music more or stick to the quartet with the drums? And how would you want to go about that? Or are you open to other arenas and arrangements and all that?
Oh, I'm always open. You know, I think I would initially attempt to do it as is, with like probably extending a little bit of the writing, and see how that goes. And then you know, I would also love to work with a producer who has a vision, and if they hear something else, cool, let's work with that and see what comes of it. You know, I think that's the name of collaboration, right? And yeah, so who knows? It would be very exciting, though. I'd be more than happy to work with anybody on something like that.
Very cool.
I just had to ask the question: were there any keyboards used in this?
This is the one. No, that I just lied. Kind of. There's a little bit of like there's some synth pad effects that were thrown in a couple spots. The asteroid itself is represented by a crazy synth pad sound that we found. A lot of the sound effects that you're hearing are like arpeggiators and weird things that are attached to the violins. But with certainly the asteroid effect is a synth pad, and there is an arpeggiated sort of piano synth part that I added into one of the songs that you'd hear at the end, which was definitely a synth.
Okay. Well, I think that's the part that I heard, and I was like, "That's good," but come on.
Yeah. It's generally I try to keep the writing as like it's all strings and what can strings do. But as we got deeper into the project and came to realize strings are really good for earthy sound, and like, you know, sometimes we really needed more of the spacey sound effects, which is what synths are really good at doing. So just to give it that depth and sound of space and some traditional effect, we did throw in some stuff. There were some synthy things, that was pretty fun.
There was one part, and I saw Mundy make the same face that I did when there was like a killer beat change, like maybe 3 to 4 minutes into the song, and it got really deep in the killer. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. I'm a fan of those moments. I try to throw in those moments every once in a while because it just feels good.
Yeah, it sounds good too.
Thank you.
Anything else that you two wanted to add to this?
I do.
Let's hear it.
Okay, so parts 1, 2, and 3 of the song actually happened. It's semi-autobiographical for parts 1, 2, and 3. Obviously, the fictional part is the asteroid, etc. But parts 1, 2, and 3 were based on true story.
Adds a little layer to it. That should be in the liner notes as well.
The story is on the webpage, which I linked, and you guys have the link on there. So there you go.
Yeah, very cool.
All right.
I'll make sure to put in the show notes too, once it's a podcast, so people can check that link out.
Sweet.
All right. Was the audio better this time?
It is a little better. It sounds we're not getting all the full sound, because we're hearing it sort of through the internet or whatever.
Right.
But the way I think of it is this is sort of a teaser. We're hearing it, but we're not hearing all of it. So when time comes for it to come out into the full public and on the various streaming platforms, at least, we'll have the chance to hear the full the full sound that is included with the recording.
Yeah, I can't wait to listen with noise canceling headphones on.
Yeah.
I've got that set for August 1st, I believe, on the CD Baby release.
Oh, sweet. Awesome.
But I have to, Liza and I have to chat about a couple details, but otherwise we're good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I didn't even actually know the official release date yet, so I just found out.
Surprise.
It's August 1st, but we can set it for sooner. But
No, August 1st sounds good.
all right.
All right. So the next song is Maid of Orleans. Would you guys like to give us a little preview before we listen?
Sure. Andy, do you want to say anything?
Sure. This is the story of Joan of Arc, or at least 3 vignettes from her life. It's not the complete story, but Sam and Liza really, I think they had fun with this, but it really turned out well, I think, and I'm hoping you guys enjoy it.
I hope so too, because if we don't, we're kicking you right off.
Fair. That's fair.
We're a tough crowd.
Pressure's on, guys. Oh boy.
I'm going to kick Monday off because he keeps complaining about his shirt that I've had done for a month. All right.
One 100 years in fields of blood, with fire and fear they scatter us. I'm just a girl, I'm just like you. The wars of men made me do what I had to do. Kingdom made of worn out cloth, our cities gray, devoured by moths. I'm just a girl, I'm just like you. Love spoke to me, made me do what I had to do. And I'm alive. And freedom lies in a heart that will never burn. Forever young, I am the sun in a heart that will never burn. Understand. you will see what the shadows always hide. Ooh, it feels the blood of that will wait on different shores. Oh, I'm walking in the meadow. I sing a sweet old song. My shoulders carry nothing. My hair is growing long, not alone. I'm not alone. Lightning strikes the tower, it all comes crashing down. You say that I'm deceiving, that no one has the right to listen to the voices that speak to them each night. All alone, not alone. Lightning strikes the tower, and it all comes crashing down. They dressed me up for battle. They told me what to say. Now I'm no longer useful. voices whisper to me each night. I'm not alone. I'm not alone. Not alone. I'm not alone. You cowards, how are you so weak? My heart pounds, but no longer beats. Destroy my body, but somehow I still speak. Roll me in the river that flows into the sea. Ooh, I'm in the air you breathe. You'll never be rid of me. You'll never be rid of me. Your empire is fighting fire with fire. You're tied down, a captive of desire. All your excuses, all that you did today, everything's rusting. As your name fades away. Roll me in the river that flows into the sea. Ooh, I'm in the air you breathe. You'll never.
Did we lose the audio?
I
Steve froze.
I think we lost the
Never
audio.
be
Oh,
You'll never be rid of me. You'll never be rid of me. You'll never be rid of me. You'll never be rid of me.
All right.
It never skipped for me. I heard it the whole time. Oh my lord.
Well,
Sorry
strong
about that.
finish, nevertheless.
Oh, good gravy. That was trippy. Indeed it was, Vivian. Indeed it was. Well, I loved it.
Thank you.
Yeah. That
This
one
one-
were very good. A lot of cool parts. Some of the changes were interesting. Very cool.
Yeah, this one started off a little more playful, I think, in the beginning, before it hit the heavy. And then it almost seemed like in some ways it was the opposite of the others where you had breakdowns that got a little lighter. A lot of times your breakdowns are, heavy cello, but this one didn't seem to till later, towards the middle, towards the end, it got a little somber, and then it got kind of angry. There was one part. It was, I think, basically started that whole last section, and it reminded me. Have you ever seen Henry V with Kenneth Branagh?
Mhm. Yeah.
The Battle of Agincourt.
Yeah.
It had that feel at the start of it, and then it went, like way beyond as far as the depth of it went. But it had that real feel to it when they were when the troops were looking out and they were realizing that they were outmatched and all of that. But very cool, very good song.
Thank you. Sarah was really came through on that. Sarah Loera, really talented singer, and she also did the Heaven and Hell song, and that's where Liza's idea came in. We're having the Joan of Arc song be the prelude or prologue to Heaven and Hell, which makes sense. It's about a soul's journey from purgatory to heaven's gate, and it really fits this, and it was an unexpected direction for this. So thank you, Liza.
Yeah, it's funny how things kind of work out sometimes without even, just get lucky sometimes, I suppose. But Sarah is an amazing singer. She really, and it was cool. I think she really connected to a lot of the lyric. She got a lot of the, we're referencing the tower and the tarot cards and, all the things going, the river, the witch trials, like all the stuff that we're kind of talking about. And the story of Joan of Arc has been sort of colored in a way that, because we consistently rewrite history and we don't really know what happened, but the story of Joan of Arc has always been sort of mysterious, and we've always put a kind of heroic spin on a character that's certainly heroic, but maybe for different reasons than what we've sort of been led to believe. Maybe it depends on where your research takes you, but I know my sister really enjoyed it, sort of getting into the just researching the life of Joan of Arc, and that led to researching kind of what women were going through at that time. And probably maybe that's why the music has come out the way it did in the end. It was a tough time if you were female, for sure. All witch trials and all this stuff. And then, so I think it was an excellent project to work on, really. And I have to say that Sarah blew it out of the park. We were just blown away by her amazing performance, and you really heard the emotion come through in her singing, and it was great. She's so great to work with. She just came in, nailed it, So yeah, we've been really lucky, Andy. Sarah and David were both such wonderful people to work with on this project, and that's when you get lucky, when you know who to work with, and or maybe you don't know, but you get lucky and you reach out, and then this person ends up being so great to be on your team. So
I'm very lucky. Reaching out to you and then finding your group, that was luck right there. But then continuing that with the other finds has been good.
Yeah, I mean, it was our second, at least my second time working with Sarah, and it was neat too because it was good to kind of figure out how her voice works and where it sits. But working with David, this was our first time working with him, and there's nothing he would say no to. He was willing to try everything, and the range in the Prometheus song is like crazy. Like there's so much range being asked for from the performer or the singer, and he really did it. Even we're like, well, we could change it around. He's like, no, I will do it, and then he did. So, yeah.
Special thanks to Sam for the coaching in the studio. That was very helpful.
Yeah. Sam came out and helped. At least not with Sarah, but with David's session in studio. So that was very cool. Yeah.
Was that just one session? For
the vocals, yes.
Wow.
For David, that was one day. It was a whole day though. It was a long time in studio, and it's a lot of work on a singer to do it that way. Same thing for Sarah. She did her, and it was half the length. So it was about half a day that we spent with her recording that. The album itself, from start to finish for the instrumentalist, took about, 6 days, I guess, getting all the things done, which is still, in the grand scheme of things, not a lot of time. When you hear about some albums taking months and months of recording and being in studio, we just kind of went in there and did all the things and then gone, done. Like, ding.
Wow.
Check.
I don't think a lot of people have that experience, so that's pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like these days it's becoming more and more standard because renting studio space is expensive. People are also busy. Everybody's trying to work. Everybody's doing as much as they can. So you end up trying to fit everything that you can into every second. So yeah, at least out here. I don't know how it is everywhere else, but here that's basically the way it works as far as I know.
We didn't film this one, unfortunately. It's just was too much with everything, with the pandemic and everything.
Yeah, the
pandemic,
and the complications that arise from that too, for everybody that's been trying to create projects. The different levels of complication that have arisen, things that you'd never even think that could throw a project onto its knees, basically. Crazy things, but we did it. We got it done. So I'm happy.
Awesome. I hope they get the supply chain stuff together so that we get the vinyl materials and we can get a vinyl of this. So.
Oh, I can't wait. Have you seen the album art? I think you've seen it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love the.
Is there more than just the one big piece?
I think that's just. Is that it, Andy? Yeah.
That's it for now.
Yeah.
Maybe we could share the image of the album.
It's on the album page that was linked earlier.
Okay.
But, I'm not sure I can share that.
That's okay. It was a surprise thought for me.
That was the Dark Knight that could be Joan of Arc.
It's Joan of Arc riding a unicorn.
Yes, shooting a lightning bolt into the heavens.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So it's really,
it's really awesome.
Well.
It's about. Say again.
This was a vision in my head in 2013, and I commissioned it as an art piece. And I thought, well, I had no use for it until I put a canvas print of it in my office, but then it just fit this project so perfectly that I thought, well, might as well use it, put a use to it.
No, I'm grateful that you did. I think it's one of the most epic album covers I've ever seen.
Pretty good.
So, a person riding like a black unicorn with a huge,
to be technical, it's a Bucephalus. Unicorn Pegasus.
Ah.
It's inspired by Bucephalus, the character in The Black Stallion, who was Alexander the Great's horse.
Oh.
Yeah, that's where that came from. And then the Pegasus element is, fantasy, obviously, but.
That's so cool. Well, my daughter has a name for that.
There it is.
An alicorn.
And
This is-
Alec.
Yeah.
I see in the small corner of my screen here. I'm not sure.
Yes, you are now the highlight of the show. It will remain there.
That's great.
There we go. Yeah, it turned out well. I'm really happy with that.
Yeah, I am too. I think it looks awesome.
It fits perfectly. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. This is a masterpiece, in my opinion. Although you're only hearing the first layer of the song when you play it through
Right.
StreamYard. So, I mean, yes, I love how it sounds here, but the next level of listening is going to be on the streaming when it comes out soon.
This is all just Easter eggs. This is Easter eggs. I mean,
Yeah, but having listened to it, I was the executive producer, so I'm
my
not
gosh.
producer, but I'm very proud of these guys for what they did, these ladies for what they did, and it turned out amazing. So just wait for the streaming release.
yeah.
Well, I think
I
Steve
think my
said
computer's
earlier.
cutting out now.
You're frozen, Steve. Yeah,
Yeah, it's,
you're
I
back.
don't know.
It's okay.
Okay.
It's
We pay for like 1 million gigs of download, and it's just insane.
you can't control the internet.
I'm doing my own streaming server from this point forward. I have a cabinet and a data center with a dedicated connection. I can do that. So I will do that for our future releases. But this was an interesting
It's interesting, all right.
effort.
Oh Lord.
We're the beta test.
Don't sell yourself short. This was a very interesting premiere.
Yeah, it's we're happy that you wanted to do this with us because
Yes.
Some people don't really know how to, because it's hard to label this music, I suppose, is how to say it, right? So finding people that are interested in listening or that are interested in helping to promote it is hard because it's not so easily labeled, because you can't sort of cleanly drop it into any category. And you guys listen to everything, and you're open to all the various things, and it's so refreshing. So I'm happy that you guys had us on to do this.
Well,
Been good, internet or no.
first of all, yeah, we are honored to have you, and I mean, this is a big deal for us too, to premiere music for anyone. That's a wonderful opportunity. But I have the perfect label for you guys. It's just badass.
Except,
I think you've received the Metalhead Monday stamp of approval.
yes.
Thank you. And to that end, I have an announcement to make if anyone will humor me.
Go for it.
So, obviously, over the last few years, it's been a great experience working with the Devah Quartet and Liza and Sam. And the next project is going to be a tribute to the video game Doom and Doom 2. I wrote a 24-part story about Doom and Doom 2 called Icon of Sin. And so I am pleased to announce that Liza and Sam will be taking this project, Icon of Sin, to completion. And you're going to be getting an album of metal, a double album of metal in a couple of years.
Ooh.
Eliza, how do you feel about that?
I'm very excited. Very excited.
She said they're going to play Doom and Doom 2 again for research purposes.
That's right.
Yes,
This
that's perfect.
It's for R&D, okay? You
Yeah.
got to immerse yourself so you can really get into the spirit of it. It's going to be good.
Would you guys like an encore?
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
So first of all, we forgot to play The Power and the Glory, which is the last song on the album.
Oh, we haven't forgotten. It's queued up next. It's ready to
Okay,
go.
well, I have a little aside if you want to do an aside to
Mhm.
a Doom demo. It's a little surprise addition to the show tonight. I thought I would
Oh, cool.
surprise you with that.
All right, hit it.
Okay, you better play the other one first so I can get this queued up. Sorry for that.
Okay, let's do the last one, The Power and the Glory, and then we'll come back to that. You guys ready?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's do this. Bring us back. There we are.
Hello.
That could be music for a movie.
Yeah.
You could see like a montage going on or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what a cool groove that had.
Oh, thanks. Thanks. That was actually a wedding gift. I gave that song to Andy for his wedding. And it was just a little here you go. And we put it on the album. And that's it. That's the story with that one. Nothing complicated. But I would love it.
Sounded complicated.
I'd love it if it showed up in a movie somewhere. That'd be awesome.
Some really great grooves.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
Thank you. Well, I have
A lot of agreement on awesome over here. Did you read the comment by CT Point?
I haven't not yet.
It might be because I've been playing a ton of video games this weekend, but this track feels like it would fit really nicely in an action platformer like Mega Man, Metroid, Turrican, etc.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mega Man for sure. Yeah.
So we're all seeing it as part of something, a movie, a game, or whatever. So
that would be That would be great. You know what? Getting into the game stream, also, one of the fastest growing, I'd say, areas in the performing arts. Like everybody's getting into video game music, especially video games live. It's like it used to be a cult thing, and now it's like it's everywhere. Everybody knows some of these themes. So, yeah. If anybody wants to put this into a game, please, reach out. We'd love that.
Would
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Yeah. Anywhere.
Call of Duty, because lots of users and lots of royalties.
Yeah. I wouldn't say no.
What do you know about royalties, lawyer?
I shared a recent email with the group in terms of the musicians that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
So I should share the number. I should say in the last 5 years, 7 years, 2015 to the present, on CD Baby, I've made $1,000 on royalties from 5 albums, and I've probably spent. I can't even say the number.
Don't say it.
I'm not gonna say the number. It would take me 1,000 years to break even. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, streaming. Whoa.
But let me just close out. I mean, I'm not ending the show. I'm just saying, let me close out my comments with, it is such an honor to work with a group like this and with composers like Liza and Sam. I am honored to be able to just contribute to this. And although I'm executive producer, it's also their project and their music and their creativity. And that is what matters to me. It's self-actualizing. So thank you, Liza and Sam, and everyone else who contributed.
I can't speak on behalf of everybody, really, but I can, because it's been a wonderful project for everybody to work on. Sam and I had a great time collaborating together and putting it all together. My bandmates were so great to work with, coming into the studio, being super professional. They're long, hard days. Bands are famous for breaking up in studio. A lot of arguing. It's so easy for things to kind of go to pieces when you're working at these. It's such a microscopic, making everything perfect, and everybody really did such a great job. Both at their craft and in their own personal relations with each other. And I'm very proud of everybody. I'm proud to be part of this project for sure. So, Andy, thank you.
Thank you. Well, Icon of Sin, let's be sure to film that next time.
Yeah, well, next time, hopefully it won't be during a pandemic. Fingers crossed we can cross over into the good old days again. It would be nice.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
But, well, I'm glad you guys are working together, because I like what you produce and it sounds amazing and I like to listen. So keep it up. Keep blowing all your money, Andy.
Thank you. Yes, I need the encouragement. My wife and I have to discuss that in a little bit more detail. I'm more responsible now.
Yeah. I get what you're saying. But you keep making them, we'll keep buying the vinyl. How about that?
Thanks. That sounds like a deal. You guys want the encore?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't even know what this is. Just so everybody knows, this is a surprise for me too. So.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Let me share my screen here. Okay, Chrome tab. Here it is. This is a great piece, but this is inspiration for the Doom album. And without further ado.
I can see a river of doom below, an infinite inferno, and blazes of agony. The devil will find work for idle hands indeed, and wicked hands Godspeed. despair. With suffering and pain everywhere, I see them as their answering here. Life gone, death now answering to say the sky. Say the sky. How am I to beat this? Where is my escape? Can my power and desire avoid a falling fate? The horror that is consequence of bitterness and foul descent is far beyond these reaches. This melancholy slow despair. With suffering and pain everywhere, I see them as their answering here. Life gone, death now answering to save the sky. Life is in between us, in the horror of the world. My sins are not forgiven, but I'm protected from it all. You know I will suffer. You will suffer for eternity, but I will soon break free while you painfully grieve. Oh, painfully grieve. Oh, painfully grieve.
So you have it, a demo of the Doom album, and that was that's inspiration. It's not going to be in the final album, but inspiration for Icon of Sin.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think that's another group that Andy had been working with previously on this project, and I guess it didn't come to fruition, never got finished. So
I'm bound by a settlement agreement in litigation for non-disclosure.
So let's not talk about that.
Yeah, so it's supposed to say Liza and Sam will be doing a fresh start on that, and I'm looking forward to what their take on it is. Icon of Sin.
Well, this is why we're going to hop into really deeply researching it by playing both games day and night.
That is
No
absolutely
one will see Liza for weeks.
Yeah, you're not. I'm going to be very busy working day and night.
Very cool. Yeah, well, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with, but we've got all of this to deal with in the meantime because we've just got a little sampling tonight. So it'll be nice to really be able to dig in, and I always like to look at the lyrics. It's fun, like the first time you go through, just to get the feel and to hear it for the first time and get to is really enjoyable just to listen to. And then you dig into the lyrics, and it just kind of goes to a new level. So
Yeah.
this is just a taster tonight, I think.
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity and for doing the pre-release. It's so cool. I've actually never done a pre-release before, so this was a neat thing.
You need
Us either.
But yeah, you know what? Like we were saying, Steve, I think the lyrics are pretty neat, and it's one of those things I always enjoy. And one of the reasons I always try to buy physical copies is because you get all the liner notes and the lyrics right there, and you can read along while you listen to the song, and can help the song take on different meanings depending on even how you're feeling that day. So it's cool.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Is there anything else before we end tonight that you want people to know?
No. I think
No, you know enough.
I think they know enough. They've heard it. We've chatted about all the various things. I guess that we can reiterate that the release date will be August 1st on all the various digital platforms, so you can enjoy it there. And then we'll make our announcements when we know that we have physical copies. One day. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
And if people wanted to find you on social media, where would they do that, Liza?
If you want to find us, Devah Quartet, we are at Devah Quartet at all the various things. So at DEVAH Quartet on Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. It's all with the same handle. Looks like David just chimed in. Annie, do you see him there? David, welcome. We really, I said lots and lots of nice things about you earlier, which you can check it out later, and I don't have to be embarrassed because I won't be here.
Yeah, David killed it. It really, it's amazing, an amazing performance. Honestly, like one of the best I've heard.
Yeah.
All big fans here.
So great.
Yeah, David, you've got a bunch of new fans. We were saying, we're hoping to develop this into a one-act show kind of thing. So obviously we'll reach out to you. Haha, surprise. Later down the road when we have something. So
Sarah has wanted to Sarah is like a natural singer, but Sarah has wanted to do some type of opera type singing. And her last album, which I released, The Undiscovered Country, is basically a rock opera, but she has wanted to do, an opera type format. And we were going to go to Broadway and talk to this Broadway producer guy about The Undiscovered Country, but maybe it makes sense to do the Joan of Arc song as well as Heaven and Hell as a suite or, 2-song, album. And I think Sarah would be on board with that too. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, potentially we could have a show that features David, if he was down for that, in the first half. Second half would feature Sarah, and Heaven and Hell ends. He wouldn't know Heaven and Hell necessarily, but it's a suite that we wrote on the last album, and it would have you and Sarah singing at the same time in a few moments. You'd be the keeper to the gate of heaven, I believe.
Yeah, and Rob's performance I'm very happy with, but Rob's career has taken off and he is very busy with his, engagements. So David might get the nod for that.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Sounds like we just made the deal right on the show. Look, he's down.
Well, this is at this point hopeful dreams, and it's going to take a bit of work and some grant applications and things to see what direction we can take with that. But
and some blank checks as well. So we'll work on that.
Yeah, there you go. Anyway, that's all I can think of, guys. I again, thank you so much for hosting this. It really was very cool. I was so excited to come down and hang out with you guys and listen to this with you.
Well, it was definitely our honor to have you guys.
Absolutely.
So, Mr. Watters, if anybody wants to get in touch with you on the socials, where would they do that?
It's at Raelic, RAELLIC, or else just andrewwatters.com. There you go.
There you go. Couldn't be easier than that. Mr. Mundy, where could we find you?
Easiest place is Instagram at Metalhead Monday. It's MUNDY.
Metalhead Monday on Instagram. And you can find me, Foggy's Pal, on Instagram and Twitter. And you can find Wanderings and Wool Gathering on YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Stitcher, Castbox, and SoundCloud. And you can find album, movie, TV, and comics reviews, possibly an album review of this one, at wanderingsandwoolgathering.com. And don't forget, August 1st, that is the day that you can listen to this album in its entirety with headphones on your favorite streaming services. So make sure you put that on your calendar because you do not want to miss that. And before we sign off, we have 2 more comments. We better check them out. Okay, this guy here. Loving you.
Love it.
And this person loves musical notes.
Oh, I love it too. Yes.
Thank you so much again, guys, for coming on. And we'll be in touch. And like I said, I'm definitely going to do a review of the album when it comes out. And I'll let you know when that's done.
And my one request, please reserve judgment until you hear the finished audio, which will be on the, obviously, the streaming services. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Because I want the best of the best. Monday, anything left?
No, this was awesome. Thanks, guys, for being here, and we really appreciate it. And hopefully, we can catch you on the road somewhere.
One day we will tour again.
Indeed.
Yes.
Do not hang up as I end this broadcast. You guys wait here.
Okay.
Until next week, everyone, with a challenge and a new album review and Chapter 11 of Sandman. We'll see you in 1 week. Bye now.